Going on? It's Evan here from Evan's Sports Corner, and today I'm going to be making a video, a revised video about the NHL 2020 playoff predictions, as I changed a few from yesterday. So we're going to start off with the round robin from the West and East. And so the round robin, I believe that the Blues will beat all of their opponents in the West, which are the Stars, Knights, and Avalanche. And I believe that the Blues will get the number 1 seed. The Stars will lose to the Blues, but they will beat the Knight and the Avalanches. And then I believe that the Knights will lose to the Stars and Blues, but they will beat the Avalanche and clinch the 3 seed, and the Avalanche won't beat any of those teams and will get the 4 seed. In the East, I think that the top-seeded Bruins in the regular season will continue that trend, and they will beat all of their opponents, which are the Capitals, Flyers, and Lightning. And I also predict that the Capitals will get the 2 seed, as they will beat the Flyers and Lightning. And then the Flyers will beat the Lightning in a head-to-head. So the Lightning will get the 4 seed, Flyers will get the 3, Capitals will get the 2, and Bruins will get the 1. Now we're going to go to the qualifying rounds for the Western Conference. I predict that the 8-seeded Calgary Flames will lose 3-1 to the 9-seeded Jets. So the Jets will be moving on in that 5-game series. The Oilers I predict, will beat the Blackhawks, the 12-seeded Blackhawks 3-0, and the Oilers will move on. I predict that the 7-seeded Canucks will win 3-2 against the Wild and move on. And I predict that the 6-seeded Predators will move on against the 11-seeded Coyotes 3-2. Then the qualifying round in the East, I predict that the 8-seeded Maple Leafs will beat the 9-seeded Blue Jackets 3-1. The Penguins will beat the 12-seeded Canadiens 3-0. The Islanders, I predict, will beat the Panthers 3-2, 7-seeded Islanders. 6-seeded Hurricanes, I predict, will sweep the 11-seeded Rangers 3-0. So now we're into the actual playoffs, which are the 7-game series, best out of 7. I predict that the Blues will play the 9-seeded Jets, and I believe that the Blues will win 4-1. The Blues are defending champions, and they're going up against the division round, but I think the Blues are just better than the Jets. Stars will play the 7-seeded Canucks. The Stars are the 2 seed, because I predict that they'll win in the round robin as a 2 seed. And they'll beat the 7-seed Canucks 4-2. I predict that the 3-seeded Knights will go against the 6-seeded Predators, and they will beat the 6-seeded Predators 4-3 in a game 7. And I predict that the 4-seeded Avalanche will choke in the playoffs and lose to the 5-seeded Oilers 4-3. In the Eastern Conference, the Bruins are the top dogs, and I predict that they will continue to win, and they will beat the Maple Leafs 4-2. The Maple Leafs are the 8 seed. Nothing changes in the Eastern Conference, no 9 seeds or anything. 2-seeded Capitals versus 7-seeded Islanders. I predict that the Capitals will win 4-3 and escape the Islanders in a game 7. Flyers will actually lose to the 6-seeded Hurricanes 4-2, and I predict that the Penguins will beat the 4-seeded Lightning 4-3. So I predict a couple of upsets in the Eastern Conference playoffs. We get to the next round. I predict that the Blues, the 1-seeded Blues, will go up against the 5-seeded Oilers and beat them 4-2 to advance to the conference finals. I predict that the 2-seeded Stars will beat the 3-seeded Knights into Game 7 and go to the Western Conference Finals to play the Blues. In the East, I predict that the 1-seeded Bruins will beat the 6-seeded Hurricanes in a 7th game, and that the Capitals will beat the 5-seeded Penguins 4-2 to return to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then the Bruins and Capitals will play off in the Eastern Conference Finals, 1 versus 2. And in the West, there's also 1 versus 2, Blues versus Stars. I predict that the Blues will win a Game 7 at home against the Stars and will move on to the Stanley Cup once again. And I believe that the Capitals will beat the Bruins 4-3 in the Bruins Stadium and the arena. And the Capitals and Blues, they were 2 reigning defending champions. The Blues won last year, and the Capitals won the year before that. So it is 2 previous champions going up against each other in the Stanley Cup. I think that Game 1 will go to the Blues. Game 2 will go to the Capitals. Game 3, the Blues will win. Games 4 and 5, the Capitals will win. and the Blues will clutch it up and win Game 6 in Washington, so Washington loses their chance to win at their home arena. And then in Game 7, I predict that the Capitals will shock the world and beat the Blues in Game 7 to win their second championship in 3 years. And Alexander Ovechkin will win the MVP of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and he will once again reign supreme in Washington. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like on this video, please. I would appreciate it. And hope you guys enjoyed.